Karen tugged at the guard's horse's tail, thinking her money gave her the right to do anything. But Harry didn't back down. His reaction shocked everyone. He didn't apologize. This not only changed his life, but also the opinion of the entire country. Let's start from the very beginning. On the Grand Square in front of Buckingham Palace, several royal guards stood at attention. Their line was flawless, despite the rain and the crowds of tourists joking and moving around, trying to capture the perfect shot. Guard Harry Lewis, about 30 years old, stood still as always, with an expression that clearly communicated to everyone, "I'm here, but I'm not here." He took pride in his service, never knew fatigue, and strictly adhered to tradition, despite the growing number of pointless requests and stares aimed at him. Today, however, there was a sense of something unusual in the air. This feeling intensified when the crowd before him broke apart, and among the tourists, there she appeared. Karen. Tall, with a clear thirst for attention, she couldn't resist approaching the guard's horse and disturbing it. Her bright pink outfit was full of flashy details, and her parrot-like laughter echoed across the square. First, she tried to take a photo with the horse, then got closer, and upon seeing the tail, yanked it to the side, completely ignoring the clear, "Do not touch" signs. Harry exhaled, feeling his patience beginning to wear thin. A couple of hours later, the barracks were on the brink of chaos. Karen, despite repeated warnings, refused to back down. She kept shouting, accusing the guard of disrespect, and continued to behave like the queen of this absurd spectacle. Behind her, it wasn't just tourists with cameras, but also a few voices of outrage. Her photos featuring a fall flooded Instagram, and in each one, her loud soprano voice could be heard. This turned her into a local celebrity, while Harry, on the other hand, became the subject of mockery. "Karen, get your hands off the horse!" shouted one of the tourists, filming a video. "How much did she pay to humiliate people like that?" someone whispered nearby. Harry felt his patience rapidly running out. He was obligated to stand his post, but now he had to endure insults and absurd accusations. He knew he had to intervene. And despite his commitment to protocol, he approached Karen. He could feel his anger boiling inside, but also a sense of shame for this ridiculous situation. "Madam," he said, shifting his gaze from her face to the horse's tail, "believe me, if it were possible, we would happily give you a tour." The next day, Harry was called to the commander's office. As expected, Karen had filed a complaint, not just against him, but against all the guards. Her videos with the horse had gone viral, and Karen herself had become a public figure. It was rumored that she had even participated in a meeting with local bloggers, claiming that the aggressive British people had caused her unfortunate fall. Local social media was flooded with memes, and one of the most popular featured the caption, "Fat Karen versus the horse." Harry sat in the commander's office, waiting for the punishment he was sure would come. But instead, he was offered something unexpected: a public apology. Be right or be liked by tourists. Look proper in the eyes of the public or maintain his dignity. The commander sighed heavily as he looked at him. "Harry, all you need to do is just say you're guilty, and this will all blow over." Harry felt the ground slip out from under him. To him, honor and tradition were everything. He looked at the photo of Karen, smiling while posing with the horse's tail. His fist clenched. Something inside him snapped. "If I do this, everything will be lost," he thought, knowing that his decision would not only change his life, but also the fate of everyone who stood guard. When the news about the conflict with Karen spread across Britain, a miracle happened. Harry became a hero. Videos supporting him began to fill social media. The walls of London were adorned with graffiti featuring his image. His face, carved from stone, stared proudly into the future. His name was spoken with respect, and tourists, as they walked by, nodded approvingly, as though this man in red uniform had become a symbol of something greater. The legend of how he refused to apologize to a reckless tourist spread faster than Karen could snap a selfie. He didn't grovel like those puppets in London, commentators noted. He didn't break his principles just for a laugh. Harry never asked for forgiveness or even tried to justify himself, and as soon as he did, it became clear to many. Traditions can't be sold for a couple of likes and a second of amusement. As for Karen, she left, forgetting the scandal, but her name became synonymous with something laughable, ridiculous, and absurd. She wasn't a social media star. She was a meme everyone waited to mock. Because how can anyone take seriously someone trying to make themselves a victim, not realizing that, in this world, victims are often others? And Harry, as always, stood at his post, calm, unmoving, with the thought that he didn't need recognition. Because true resilience doesn't require applause.